Hello, family and friends of Floral Heights United Methodist Church. It's with some guarded eagerness that I bring news to you of our planned, scheduled reopening of in-person worship for Sunday, June 7th. I say guarded because there are so many things still going on, but our latest data shows that we've had no recent spike after a long holiday weekend, and so we are ready to initiate the plans to undergo a soft opening, if you will, of the church activities at Floral Heights. Years ago, according to the biblical story, the people of Judea and Israel, the northern and southern kingdoms, were exiled far away from home over a number of years. Generations grew up, and it was a surprise to them when a pagan king, King Cyrus of Persia, actually allowed for the return of those Israelites who wished to return home. They were allowed to go home. And it was another surprise when King Cyrus also provided some means for that to happen. So it was over a number of years that the people gradually, those that chose to return, gradually repopulated what we know as the Holy Land, worked on rebuilding the temple and setting back in place the things that they knew were vitally important to the people who worship the one true God of Israel. So I think of us in that sense. I think that, and I know that there will be many of us who are not yet ready to resume the in-person activities. I support you in that decision. I applaud you for being careful, for knowing when it's right for you and your family to come back through the doors of Floral Heights. Yet I also know that there are some who are eager to be a part, to feel the physical connection of the sacred space, the activities that make up our worship experience. So our plans are a protocol that follows along the guidelines of the Texas State Department of Health Services on how to resume in-person worship. Those guidelines and those protocols have been adopted by Floral Heights and will be implemented over time. And so we are going through a phased-in approach of resuming activities. What I can tell you is that Phase 1 simply deals with the resumption of in-person worship opportunities. Now I say opportunities because we are going to continue to offer live streaming worship at 10:50 a.m. on Sunday morning so that those who are choosing to stay cautiously careful, staying at home and away from crowds for personal protection or protection of family members, you will be able to continue worshiping with us in virtual presence as those that choose to come back also repopulate some of the pews. So we are implementing with a phased-in approach. Phase 2, Phase 3, all we know at this point are anticipated dates, and we anticipate those dates based on there not being spikes in that data of health going on, the pandemic spread, whether it's going to affect Wichita County or surrounding areas where our church members come from to come to in-person activities at Floral Heights. So we have a phased-in approach, reopening this Sunday, June the 7th. But my friends, things won't seem the same when you come through the doors. We are taking some extra precautions according to these protocols. And later this week, we're going to email out yet another video of what some of those spaces look like. So maybe we can take the edge off or reduce some of your stressful worries about things as they might appear when you arrive on Sunday morning if you choose to come back beginning June the 7th. But I want to let you know that our 8:30 service, the early service, is being designated for those amongst us who feel like they are higher risk, the most vulnerable of the population, you or your family. We want you to know that that is the service that we really encourage you to attend. We're going to stress the wearing of face masks, those kinds of things. You'll see greeters with face masks and gloves, stressing hand sanitization, washing of hands, those kinds of things. Spacing, the social distancing in the pews, also in our hallways. We're not having a hospitality time for the time being during phase 1. As a matter of fact, after worship concludes, we're going to adjourn and go back to our cars and leave the space. And part of that is to keep us safe. The other part is to allow our housekeeping team the opportunity to sanitize those spaces that were used at the 8:30 service to get ready for another group of worshipers to arrive. So again, a phased-in approach. Phase 2 will include the resumption for those Sunday school classes or small groups that are confident and want to return. Phase 2 will include that and some other things. At the end of the week, you will receive the protocols that we have developed that have been approved for our phased-in approach. They'll deal with general behaviors within the church with respecting one another's safety and distancing and those kinds of things. It will deal with parking instructions where we need you to park while we're going through this soft opening, the door that we'll need you to enter in, the doors that we will need you to exit from to return to your cars, all with your safety and the safety of others in mind. We are just grateful for your patience and your support during this time. 8 weeks ago, I assumed we were going to have a triumphal regathering, a celebration Sunday, much in line with Easter Sunday that we had talked about postponing. And my friends, the results of this disease are just not going to allow us to do that. So, like those Israelites that we read about in the Bible, people will come back over time, and we know that, and we're prepared for that. But we also encourage you to stay safe, to keep your friends and your family safe. This has been trying for us in a number of different ways, but all through it, your faith has remained strong. God's grace is never ending. God's love for us continues to be amazing, and we are just a blessed people to have such an opportunity to be the people of God, continuing to serve our neighbors even in this difficult time, to go above and beyond. And all of that was made available because of your prayerful support and your continued commitment to the people of this community. So I'm grateful to serve as your pastor. Your staff continues to be faithful in their response. And we are looking forward to you being home with us, whether it be this Sunday, June the 7th, or the Sundays that might come. But again, please stay safe. Stay safe. Keep others safe. And we look forward to seeing you back home together at the Heights. May God bless you. Bye-bye.